if you're thinking about doing things on the grill. We have some great offerings. First of all, we have our 6 weeks aged certified Angus ribeyes. They come packed in 2, and we cryovac them and flash freeze them, so you can take them right out of your freezer, throw them out, and put them on the grill. In addition, we have our half-pound burgers and our bacon-wrapped 7-ounce filet mignons. Also all packed in 2, ready to go on the grill. Great for Easter Sunday grill. Today, we are going to have the amazing Chef Scott once again do something spectacular in a very short amount of time. Today he's going to do one of my favorite things, and that is take a beautiful aged ribeye, cook it up, and make what he calls a chimichurri sauce. Now chimichurri is a blend of all kinds of herbs and juices that you're going to see that you can literally make in your blender in just minutes. The best thing, it tastes like you took this gorgeous ribeye and just dragged it through the herb garden. It is so perfect this time of year. I think you're going to love it.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? We're going to go through and show you how to grill these beautiful ribeye steaks that we sell in our country store. I want you to notice first, you can see the marbling in the steak. That's the 6-week age. He's got a real nice texture and a nice fat content that's really going to set your steaks apart from your grocery store steaks. So we're just going to get our tongs. Lubricate our grill just a little bit here with a oiled rag so we can see that hot spot right there. You see a little smoke coming up. We're just going to put a little quarter set on this grill right here. We're going to work on getting beautiful cross marks, and we're going to work on getting a beautiful mid-rare. Everybody to understand is that these grills are not much different than the grills you use at home. We cook from 450 to 500 degrees. With your lid closed, you can accomplish that very easily, I can imagine. But what I want you to understand is if you don't use these grills, cast iron works just as well. You can use your cast iron on your stove to put a proper sear on these steaks. So you can see we're getting a little smoke here. That means the fat's starting to render off the meat. That means we're starting to get a little bit of char on our steak. You can see that right there. We're going to give that just a little cross turn. As well as that one, you can see we got a little char going. That's where we get the flavor. That browning is what's going to make that steak taste fantastic. Ready for the flip here. Starting to come up on the side. You know that if you're starting to cook through to the center, we want to make sure we give that cross and we get those beautiful marks right there. See how gorgeous that is with the browning on the fat. The Maillard effect is taking place. So you can see we got the hatch marks on there. Still got the smoke coming off of the steak. You might have noticed at the beginning that we didn't season them with salt and pepper. Some people might have some questions about that. I want to show you why we don't do that here. We're actually going to baste these with a little bit of butter. You're going to get a little bit more smoke, but you're going to get to see the true Angus barn technique where we add the seasoning at the end. The butter and the seasoning combine and form a delicious roasted steak flavor around the steak as well. So I think those are ready to go on the rest. Put them right over here. You can see again, we've got them lifted. We want to air circulate around them, and we want them to sit for a quarter of the time that it takes that it took you to cook them. That should give you a proper rest. So chimichurri, we're going to make a quick blended chimichurri. You'll see them in different fashions. The way we do it here at the Angus barn is blended. I've got some basil and some spinach in here. We're going to add a little bit of cilantro and some mint as well. Just like a nice herb sauce. We've got olive oil, red wine vinegar, juice of orange, lemon, and lime, a touch of Van's honey. That's going to give it kind of the sweet and sour. You saw us put the vinegar. Beautiful roasted garlic cloves. That's going to give you a nice depth of flavor. Put that in there as well. We've got some raw garlic as well. That's going to give you that kind of bite. A little pinch of salt and pepper. We set back some of this juice just so we can make sure we get everything blended properly. And there you have it. Once it's emulsified, you know you're ready to go. It's got some body to it. It's not separating. You want to just make sure that everything is blended together. A lot of flavor in there right now. You can see nice bright green, that mint and herb flavor just tastes like summertime to me. So warm weather, this is where you want to go. So our ribe's got a proper rest on them. You see they're holding their juice. You can see that we still got a fair amount of that Angus barn seasoning on there. I'm gonna lift them up, put them on this plate. You can see how beautiful and juicy they are. Got a roasted onion we're gonna put with each one. Summer squash. And we got our chimichurri that just kind of makes everything just happen. Last little splash of color, we got some Brunoise red peppers. And there's your plate. Grilled ribeyes with chimichurri. Now you know.